reacting to True Story Scary Animations Part 32. And yeah, comment down below something scary. You can put abandoned buildings, ghosts, or your mama. Let me know. And let's go! But before we go, grab some snacks, sit back, relax, and gotta get my blanket. Yeah, it wouldn't be a True Story Scary Animations without the blanket. Just gonna put it on real quick. Gotta give a big shout out and thanks to MJV Animations who made these amazing stories and animations that we're about to watch. Be sure to check them out, subscribe to them, link in the description below. Let's get it!
My friend Muriel and I used to go dumpster diving when we were about 12 years old. We lived in the countryside and loved roaming around the town riding our bikes. There was this old abandoned factory in our town in front of which people used to dump their garbage for the cleaning van to take away every Sunday. So, the best time to dumpster dive was Saturday night, as we could have a lot of stuff to look through for hidden treasures. The reason we called our findings hidden treasures is because sometimes we did find some pretty expensive stuff that people just threw away due to a little dysfunction. One time, Muriel found this set of silver forks, which were covered in rust and broken at the tip. We earned good money selling them in a pawn shop. So, it was a Saturday night fun activity that not only gave adventure, but also thrills. The dumpster was located in a sketchy place where no one would go after sundown. The abandoned factory was infamous around the town for all kinds of criminal activities. But we never went inside the factory, just kept our business to the dumpsters. Until one night, our world turned upside down. I was standing on the sidewalks opposite Muriel's house and waiting for him to sneak out so we could go on our routine expedition. After 5 minutes, he came out and we began riding to our destination. It was a full moon night, so even if our cycles had headlights, the view was still clear as crystal.
Alright, Stranger Things.
We passed the cornfields, then the shimmering lake, and finally reached the abandoned factory. We parked our bikes under a big tree and walked to the dumpster, grabbing our flashlight and pickup sticks. The dumpster had a reeking smell, so we didn't want to use our hands directly to grab something. Like I said, we have done this many times, but particularly that night, something felt off about that entire place. Generally, we would hear sounds of crickets and frogs, but that night, we heard nothing. Isn't it too quiet tonight? Yeah, I said, while scanning the spooky surroundings. Suddenly, a coyote howled in the woods and Muriel said, let's get this done with and go home. I'm getting a weird vibe about this place tonight. Muriel was braver than me in most cases, but as soon as he said that, I felt the hair at the back of my neck stand up. We poked and ransacked the dumpster with our sticks. After a pile of household waste and rotten food, I saw a red hairy thing peeking out under a black layer of a garbage bag. Hey, Muriel, what do you think that is?
Your mama.
We looked at each other and I moved the layer of plastic to see it more clearly.
Don't do it.
As soon as I did that, I backed away screaming in fear. Ah! Holy moly.
What is it?
Is that? The reason Muriel stuttered in fear was in front of our eyes. A partial head with curled red hair was now peeking from the pile in that dumpster. We were about to pee ourselves as we realized we might have discovered the body of a woman. Should we call the police? But who would believe us that we had nothing to do with this murder? While Muriel and I went on discussing what should be done in this situation, my eyes went back to my head, and I saw it move. I froze in fear. No words came out of my mind. I just kept staring at that head in the dumpster. Russell? Russell! What is it? Muriel called out to me and I pointed at the head with my shaking hands. Both of our eyes got fixated on the head and we were pinned to the ground by an unknown fear. The head moved in a very creepy way, bobbled up and down a little for a few seconds, and then all of a sudden...
Oh, heck no. Dang demon.
A woman rose from the dumpster. She looked like a being from another world. Her red, stringy hair floated in the air like a pile of snakes.
Super Saiyan.
Long, pointy nose with a huge black blitz on its top dangled on her face, and her eyes, I've never seen such wide, scary eyes. Eyes almost stretched to the cheekbones, making her stare cold as a dead fish. She slowly crawled out of that pile of the dumpster like a four-legged animal, and we slowly took our steps back in fear.
I didn't know you boys would come to visit me.
She looked like a woman, but her voice was of a possessed demon. Our bikes were still far from our reach, and I knew if we tried to run, she had a very good chance to catch one of us and do unthinkable things. So I tried to play it cool. We were only fooling around.
Were you?
Yeah. In fact, we were just about to leave. You know, our parents must be worried, so...
Nope.
I don't think your parents know you are here.
Get out of there.
Look, we're sorry to disturb you, Dumpster Lady.
Dumpster.
It won't happen again, okay?
It's Mrs. Dumpster Lady.
Dumpster Lady. That's not bad. But what won't happen again?
This. I mean,
Bro.
we'll never come back here. We
Wrong.
promise. Yeah, we promise.
Who said you'd be able to leave and come back again?
Saying this, she jumped on Muriel and started choking him.
Oh!
Her filthy long nails
No!
dug into Muriel's flesh, and he screamed for his life. I, on the other hand, was so taken aback by fear that for a few seconds I didn't know what to do. And then an idea came to my mind. I ran close to her and poked her in the eye with my picking up tool. This made her move away while holding her one eye, writhing in pain, and I picked up Muriel from the ground. We both started running to the tree and turning back to see the lady chasing us like a mad dog. She was literally running like a four-legged animal.
Stop, you little pigs! I'll catch you and break your necks like twigs! Stop!
Obviously, we
my.
didn't stop. As soon as we got to our bikes, we bolted out of there. The lady chased us till the factory went out of our sight, and then we never saw her again. We didn't stop until we reached Muriel's house. I went home shaking like a coward and didn't utter a single word to my parents. Muriel and I both knew that we would be the ones to get in trouble for sneaking out and risking our lives, so we remained quiet about this lady. But the story doesn't end here. The next day, Muriel came for a sleepover at my place. We were just watching TV before dinner when my dad turned to the news channel.
Nice mustache.
The county sheriff is said to have found the body of an 11-year-old boy in the dumpster near the abandoned factory this afternoon. As per the autopsy report, the boy died due to choking. The police officers also found a strand of red curly hair stuck in his hand.
Ugh.
The sheriff is suspecting that the killer is a woman with red curly hair. The victim's family claimed that the boy left home on his bike this morning and never came home. His bike is also missing. No suspect has been identified yet. Muriel and I exchanged a fearful look. We told our parents about this woman right away, and they took us to the police station immediately. Both Muriel and I gave them information about the appearance of the woman, and they distributed her sketches so that people could identify her if she was seen in the area.
Jeez.
But she never was. The boy's bike was found in the cornfield 2 days later, but there was no sign of that woman. The fact that if Muriel and I didn't get the chance to escape that night, one of us, or maybe both of us, might have been dead already.
Oh my gosh. Guys, this is actual footage. Oh. Oh, heck no. No! The dumpster lady! I ain't never taking out the trash again, man. That's it. That's it. It's a wrap. Sorry, I'm just gonna throw it out the window. That's it. Be careful going out at night and like looking at abandoned buildings and nasty dumpsters. Don't do it, you dummy. Okay, we're gonna check out one more. Here we go. Zoom call horror story.
It all started during the quarantine period. My husband Daniel works in an IT company. When the pandemic struck, both of us had to welcome the work from home life. I run a website of my own, so my world doesn't revolve around headlines as much as it does for Daniel. Every day he had to attend meetings online, and that's how he got introduced to Zoom calls. His working hours were so hectic that almost every night he had to stay up late. One night, I woke up abruptly and saw Daniel wasn't beside me. I went to his workroom and saw the door was half closed. A slight ray of blue light was coming from the room. I couldn't hear any sound, so I guess Daniel must have passed out on his table. I peeked in, but Daniel wasn't asleep.
What?
He was sitting in his chair, and a weird blue screen was opened on his laptop. Without blinking in his eyes, he was just staring at it. It felt like he went into a trance and time stopped in his head. He didn't even notice me standing behind him, just stared at the blue screen with undivided attention. I saw he was connected to a Zoom call, but except for a person, the camera showed an empty room with a blue light. Seeing my husband all invested in the screen, I said in a fumbled voice, "Daniel? Daniel." Daniel suddenly turned around and my stomach dropped as I got a full view of his face. His eyeballs were completely white and his pupils were rolled into his head.
Ew.
I screamed seeing him like this, and Daniel fell to the floor from his chair and started to have a tremor. His body was shaking violently, like he was being electrocuted. "Oh my God, Daniel, what's happening to you?"
Seizure.
Rolled down my eyes as I watched my husband have some kind of stroke in the middle of the night. I began to call 911, but just when I was about to press the call button, the tremor stopped. Daniel's body became still. Thinking I just lost my husband, I went to feel his pulse when he suddenly grabbed my hand and woke up.
Dang.
I felt my heart would have exploded when he tightly grasped my hand, but what happened next shocked me even more. Daniel looked at me, and his eyes were back to normal, and confusion lurked on his face. He looked around as if trying to figure out where he was.
Time to get a divorce.
Oh God, I must have passed out on the floor. You probably came to call me to bed. I'm sorry, darling. Work pressure. Leaving me in shock, he casually got up and went to bed. Getting this reaction from Daniel, whom I just thought was dead a few seconds back, I was speechless. What just happened here? I asked myself, but I was too confused to explain anything. Somehow, I got my together and went back to our bedroom to check on Daniel. I wanted to ask him what the hell was all that, but then I heard a small beep and noticed the Zoom call got disconnected. So all this time, the person Zoom calling Daniel from that weird blue room was watching us?
Ooh.
But why? Who was this person? Daniel was dead asleep for the rest of the night. The next morning when he woke up, I asked him about last night. Not only did he laugh at me, but also said that it was probably a nightmare that I had. After that night, Daniel was no longer the same person anymore. His behavior got creepier with every passing day. His eyes would revolve around the room frantically, like he was expecting someone soon. A weird grin often appeared on his face every time I asked him about his work. Since he always ignored me whenever I asked about this person he Zoom calls in the middle of the night, I didn't know what to do. I started to become scared of him. To be on the safe side, I started sleeping in the basement. But the horror didn't spare me there either.
No.
One night, waking up, my eyes went to the doorway, and he was there, standing still and watching me sleep. I was in the darkness, so I don't think he realized I was looking at him too. Drops of sweat appeared on my forehead once I noticed his hand. He was holding a huge kitchen knife.
Ugh.
I was ready to sprint at any moment, but he never entered the room. He just stood there and watched me with the
Get out of there!
and a crooked smile on his face. Slowly, I realized my husband has lost his mental stability.
Yeah.
Because whoever Zoom calls him every night from that blue room is now instructing my husband to kill me in my sleep. I finally decided to leave the house quietly the next night and go to my parents. He hadn't done any harm to me so far, hence I didn't call 911. I secretly packed a bag for myself. We sat for dinner when Daniel asked me, "Are you scared of me, Beth?" My face turned pale. I tried to hide my fear and smiled awkwardly, saying, "What? No? What? Why would you think that?" Then I must have done something wrong. Because you should be scared of me. I wanted to ask him what was wrong with him, but I remained quiet. I didn't want to trigger anything in his mind for him to try and kill me.
Seriously.
Everything about him spooked me out.
That chicken looked good.
The way he chomped his chicken. The way he slurped the lemonade without breaking eye contact with me.
Yeah,
Ran
it's
chills
green.
down my spine. It was like someone inside of him was watching me through his eyes. He spoke again while spitting food on his plate. "You know you can't live without me, right?" "Yeah." "Then you better unpack your bags before I get crazy about you trying to leave me."
Jeez.
He winked at me and blew me a kiss after saying this.
Ew.
He then picked up his plate all of a sudden and slammed it on the floor, screaming, "I can't believe you thought of leaving me. Why would you want to do that?
Oh, I wonder
Is there
why.
someone else in your life?"
Yes.
I couldn't believe the words that came out of Daniel. I finally gathered my courage and said, "Can't you see what's going on? Who the hell talks to you from that blue empty room? I've seen you Zoom call this lunatic every night. Can't you see what they're doing to you? You're being a complete psycho." His face suddenly became all serious, and he slowly went to his office room without saying a single word. I left the house right at that moment. I went to my parents and told them everything about Daniel's sudden strange behavior. They convinced me to call the cops and go back to the house with them, because one thing was for sure. My husband was going insane. We arrived at our house at 7 a.m. The cops rang the doorbell repeatedly, but Daniel didn't open the door. Out of panic and stress, I told them to break down the door, which they eventually did. As we entered Daniel's workroom, a vicious sight unfolded. Daniel was lying dead on the floor. His mouth was wide open in a silent scream. His eyes were bulging out of his eye sockets. The veins in his face were popping out as though he got infected by some poisonous insect. He'd never looked this horrible before. His laptop was still on, showing the page one sees after a Zoom call gets disconnected. The cops had no idea what happened to my husband.
The heck?
None of his colleagues could shine a light on this mysterious person who called Daniel night after night. The cops checked his call records and messages, but had no clue coming forward. I don't know how he used to get those links to join the Zoom call and why he died the way he did. All I know for sure is that I'm going to stay away from Zoom meetings for the rest of my life. That blue empty room and its owner came down like a curse on my innocent husband. So beware, stay away from any mysterious Zoom call links.
No! Dang, Daniel. I mean, gee, he done lost his mind. Meeting adjourned. I mean, bro, I want to know, like, what was on the Zoom call? What was going on? What were they saying? Maybe they blackmailed him. I'm a blackmail. Don't blackmail me. It's okay. I'm sure Daniel's fine. He's fine. He was just, you know, he just got tangled up. But if you enjoyed this video, then go ahead, give it a like. And yeah, I'ma see ya in the next one. Peace.